We got some breaking news on 95.7 The Game.
Breaking news.
Adam Schefter. Source. Nick Bosa has agreed to a 5-year, $170 million extension with the 49ers, including $122.5 million guaranteed by a wide margin. It will make him the highest paid defensive player in history.
There you go.
Adam Schefter.
There you go. Nick Bosa. Now, I guess the question remains, will he be in uniform on Sunday?
I think he's got a shot.
So the San Francisco 49ers, Nick Bosa and the 49ers have come to terms. 5-year, $170 million. What's that? 50, 30, 35,
over 30.
31.
Yeah.
It's 34. It's 34. $34 million annually and a $122.5 million bonus. Those are both new marks in the NFL.
So there you go.
So he's received the highest number guaranteed, 122. So he, just for reference, his brother Joey Bosa has the largest guarantee of any defensive player, $102 million. Nick just got $122.5 million. And the overall contract is 5 years, $170 million. Boom. Nick Bosa, back with the Niners. And now we're poised for the Super Bowl.
And if Kyle Shanahan was late walking into the press conference room.
All right, 888-957-9570. There you go, Nick Bosa. You don't have to worry anymore. He's come to an agreement with the San Francisco 49ers. $122.5 million guaranteed, 5 years, $170 million. And the Defensive Player of the Year is back with the San Francisco 49ers. And, that can only be considered good news for fans, front office, teammates. Let's go to Dave in Fresno. Dave, what's going on, man?
Well, hey, I was on hold.
Yeah, things changed.
Down, so that changes my call a little bit. But I'll say this. I'll say why this was a no-brainer is because we look at this situation. You know, they tell everybody with the move with Purdy that when they didn't want to wait for trade that they in the win now mode. So they're trying to go for it this year. So that all points to signing Bosa. Also, look at your quarterback situation. You're not paying a top-flight quarterback right now. So this was the prime position to
exactly
a player like Bosa. You know, you don't have a Mahomes or Burrow. You're not paying somebody $40 million for a quarterback. They're starting quarterbacks. I don't know if he's making $2 million. I know they gave somebody Sam Darnold, but this was the time to do. This is why I don't know why it took this long to get it done. You know, so hey, I was on hold when the news broke, so I'm happy. So, you know, now the question is, will he be ready week one? You know, he's under contract. That's a step in the right direction. But they didn't win now. They told us they didn't win now. So this was the only way. Like,
exactly.
They knew they had to get it done because, especially after the whole situation with Trey Lance and how we had to go through that soap opera, we didn't want to add this fuel to the fire. So they had to do it and get some of this heat off their back. So, yeah, I'm happy he signed. And let's go, man. It's the quest for 6. We got to get it.
Thanks, Dave. 888-957-9570. Nick Bosa just signed a long-term contract with the San Francisco 49ers, 5 years, $170 million, including $122 million. I'm going to leave off the 0.5 for brevity.
So they met in the middle.
So you might have been right
the
about
Niners
the 140.
were at 110 and
122. So he
was at 135.
He got 20% more guaranteed money than the next highest paid guaranteed money guy, which was his brother.
That feels about right. And the 34 average, which isn't obviously guaranteed, but he got the
right. You know what's funny is if you're a 49er fan, there's no downside, right? There's absolutely
how do you feel now?
Yeah, there's no downside.
34 a year. Oh my God.
There's no there can't be anybody out there. I don't like this. Although, just when you think that, The 408, two different ones. Bosa's crushed any hopes of the Niners winning the Super Bowl in the next 5 years. The team is crippled with mess with his deal.
Wow.
I think
we're going to win it without him. So
probably not. Probably not. 888-957-9570. Much ado. You know what, though? And I think there's going to be a lot of people out there that say, oh, why was everybody so worried? And I think the reason that people were getting worried, at least the reason I was starting to think this could get a little more real, is just because of how confident Lynch sounded all summer and at the start of the summer. And it just, now it's easy to say, yeah, they had to get this done. But I think they knew they had to get this done. What do you think of Parag Marathe? Did he lose this deal?
I think he took a little L, which is okay. He can take an L.
It is. Yes, there's a downside because of future money. See, but let's be honest. What's the difference between 32 and 34 million annually? And that's all that matters, really.
That's why I couldn't believe some of the, oh my God, how could he be Aaron Donald? Oh my God, 31-4. Like, okay, yeah. He absolutely.
Right.
He's younger. He hadn't won the Super Bowl yet.
Right.
But, Nick Bosa 5 years from now, 6 years from now, we're going to be talking about it. We're talking about him being better than Aaron Donald then, in all likelihood. Unless he has injury problems.
Right.
Different positions.
One other detail that Schefter added is, now that the holdout is over, Bosa is, quote, likely to be ready to play Sunday at Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Okay, it's even more good news for the Niners.
If this is done now, obviously he wasn't in Santa Clara today. It's interesting if he's in Florida.
Right, if he's coming out here.
Go to Pittsburgh, or are you going to go? I guess you come out here. Come out here for tomorrow and then go.
He may have been on his way out here. They might have known this was going to happen yesterday for the most part. But here's one. I just don't understand why Bosa and his agent had to be so selfish. I don't think he was selfish. He got what he deserved. And the 49ers, they paid it because that's what he's worth. Mo's in San Ramon. What's up, Mo?
What's going on, baby? What's going on?
Hey.
How you doing, man? So I just got the news on Nick Bosa on the big contract.
Yep.
Awesome. How many years is it? 5?
5 years, 170 million, 122 million guaranteed. If you're just joining us, Nick Bosa.
Man, you know what?
Come to terms.
I called earlier, right? But I got caught up with work and stuff.
Oh.
I had to hang up. I was going to tell you guys he's going to get a 160 and 140 million guarantee, man. So we got it. Let's go, baby. It's Super Bowl time.
Appreciate the call.
See, and that's just the tone in the caller's voice there. That to me is what makes it all worth it. It's the fact that now it's done before that first practice, even though he's not going to be there. There is no more negativity surrounding this situation now in the lead up to kickoff Sunday afternoon in Pittsburgh.
No doubt. And now, what happens today? The players get asked.
And everybody's happy
Nick
for Nick.
Bosa's back. And everyone says, we need him to go as far as we go. I do agree. I think this is one of those things where did the 49ers management really want to play with fire? Because I think that's what.
Yeah, do you want it? You took it right up to the brink
you did.
of
you did.
It getting ugly, let's say. And then didn't let it. Because I think even to this point it wasn't ugly. Ugly would have been he misses the first game. And then as we were talking about the first 3 hours of the show today, what's next?
I would have to say, and I don't know this, my hunch is that Nick Bosa isn't very engaged, that he just leaves it up to his agent. Now, obviously, they probably threw numbers around and Nick gets updated. But I don't get the sense Nick Bosa is the kind of guy who is peering over the shoulder of his agent. And I get the sense there's a trust there. And I guess $122 million worth of trust. Rob's in Marin. What's up, Rob? How you doing, man?
Whoa, guys, I am pumped. This is great news. And to answer your question as a 49er fan, there is no downside.
Right.
This is awesome. What I wonder is, now that the bar has been lifted, made even higher, are these owners maybe going to get together, have a secret meeting, and say, hey, we got to put a stop to this? This is twice the national inflation, and maybe we can do something about guaranteeing guys money, but guaranteeing them less money. What do you think about that?
I think it's going in the other direction because there's money to go around in the NFL. I just do. You know, this is like, you know what this reminds me of a little bit is Draymond re-signing. And I get it. Bosa's probably better than Draymond, but the Warriors were between a rock and a hard place. They either re-sign Draymond, it's probably going to be 4 years and $100 million, and that's may not look great down the line, and it may hamstring the Warriors a little bit. They may have to make some decisions because of that. But the alternative was, well, we'd have no chance to win the title without him. I think the 49ers are looking at the same exact thing, JD. You know what? Is that a lot? Is that a little higher than we'd like to go? Yes. Is that one more year than we would have loved? Yes. But we have a Super Bowl opportunity again.
These numbers feel like a fair compromise.
I agree.
Whether you want to say the Niners was more than they wanted, but this truly feels like a fair deal for Nick Bosa. Like 130 would have felt like, all right, that's a little extreme. 110 to me was way too light.
Right.
I thought. And then to me, the 30 blowing past Donald was never a question. Like he was always going to be 30. Like 30. I thought 35 wasn't crazy. It ends up being 34. A lot of that's funny money that doesn't really matter. And then how do the Niners structure it to save themselves the best they can against the cap in the future?
But
by the way, Kyle Shanahan did tell reporters that Bosa is trying to get to the facility today.
Okay.